Hello, and this video is a lot different. As you can see, I'm not playing a game, but instead I'm in Blender. This is the video that I was talking about in my previous gameplay video, where I will compare the map of my fan game, the old map that I made in 2021, and the new map that I'm working on currently in this year. So this is what the office looks like. It has a long hallway off to the right here, with a cracked open door. And in here it has 3 monitors, each of different sizes, a button on the desk, which I believe was to light up the room, and a fan and door buttons. I'm not actually sure what the point of this room was. All I knew that I wanted it to be when I first made this is some kind of like storage room slash safe room. And out the hallway, oh yeah, it has a sign saying employees only. That actually clips through the door, which is pretty funny. Or, well, the door hinge. And the door is absolutely massive. That's like a foot wide door. That's insane. And as you can see, it's, pretty bad, but it's 2021. I was still fairly new to modeling. I should, So, right out here is the employees only parts and service. And this is like the parts and service, kind of like in FNAF 1. And over here is the kitchen with the absolute most horrible door ever. Like, what is this? The shading on it is even worse. Like, what the hell? And then some really weird looking fridge. I don't know what I was going for there. I think I was kind of going for the look of the type of fridge that's in Half-Life 2 and Gary's mod, except I didn't use any references, so it just kind of looks like a blob of metal. And these are ovens, you can kind of tell, but it's still pretty bad. And a sink with the faucet is just horrible. And the drain, too. Like, what is that? And it's really small. And I assume this is where you'd like order the food. It's it's going to be much different in my current map. But the cloths, you can see it. They all have the same lip right here on all 3, which is also the same on these ones. So it's just the exact same thing, just copy and pasted. Pirate's Cove is absolutely ugly. Look at that. At least I did do something kind of neat with the base, just not that much. And I added little I don't know what they're called, but the things that the curtain is attached to, which is better than nothing. My current map has much better curtains and much better the things that hold up the curtains. There's men's bathroom here, just nothing. And the women's bathroom here, which has a door closed, which is again nothing. Something that is kind of funny is the room for the men's bathroom is like ever so slightly smaller. It's hard to tell, but it's just slightly smaller. See the door here, and it's just a wall that's that big. But here it's a little lip before the door, and right here is the same size as there. So Yeah, I don't know why that is, but it is. I assume it's because um, this room here had to push it farther back, and the main stage is just ugly. Look at this. So the reason you aren't seeing any textures is because I made this on my old computer, and when I got my current one, um, when I transferred the Blender files over, it kind of like messed with the textures so they don't display. Um, but yeah, the stage has this really weird like cow catcher esque shape to the front, which I don't know why I put that there, but I guess you could like assume it's so customers don't crawl on top. But then there's stairs right here, the most uneven stairs, might I add. Look at that. That's wow. And no curtains, and just abnormally large. Like the stage does not need to be that big. I could have like shrunk it down, like, because if this, hold on, or okay, yeah. So if a chair is, whoa, what the, okay, if a chair is this big, like let's say a person is then like this tall. That's how tall the stage is. Actually, that's too tall. Be more like that, I guess. Maybe a bit more or less. I don't know. Um, but it's just a really, really tall stage, and it's too big. Like, you could have like so many people covering up the front of the stage, and there's only 3 animatronics that go there. It's crazy. Okay, right. Also, the UI is different because this was a Blender 2.79 save. And this is the new map. You can already see. Let me start off from the camera. So you can already see I made this really recently, and I'm still working on it. It isn't done. And you can tell my ability to make good looking maps has increased, right? So before it was like really like bubbly and strange looking monitors, and now it's a singular flat screen monitor. So the kind of like story of the game that I'm making is um instead of Help Wanted and Security Breach happening, and Help Wanted 2, though I haven't seen much of that, instead of those games happening after FNAF 6, then somebody else, like small group of people, take over and decide to, um, like take over the brand and make it cleaner, make it nicer, make it more modern. So that's why technology here is going to be more like modern day, but still a bit dated. That's why the monitor is still a thick flat screen monitor, kind of like what you would see 10 years ago ish. Maybe not 10, but like, you know what I mean. Um, Before screens got really thin, but we're still flat screen. I added this fan up here. It's pretty small, but it's like the size of the cup, maybe a bit smaller actually, but it works, and you won't really. It works for where it is. Also, you can't see it, but I have this glass here. This was made in Blender 4.0, and I'm like just recently, somewhat recently, switched to using Blender 4.0, and I can't figure out how to get Windows to actually work good in Eevee or Cycles. Neither of them look good. So right now I just have this kind of crappy. Let me select it. This crappy little invisible thing that slightly blocks light, right? Uh, See? It blocks light from going in a bit, but at the same time, it doesn't look too great, but that's something that I'll work on more in the future. Um, these are like little shelves. I didn't put too much time into them, so that's why they don't look that special. Uh, and it's just like some slight decoration to put in here, with a vent here, right there. That now that I look at it, it's too small for animatronics to crawl through, but I'll, it looks bigger from back here than it actually is. I'll make it work. I'll make it work. And so it goes up. What? Oh, right. It goes up to here, and then I'll model the vent layout up here. So there's going to be like a FNAF 3 style vent stuff going on. And there's a door. Let me use a tissue. There's a door right here, um, in case one does get into the room. But a better solution is to close off like vent doors, right? So instead of having a long hallway, it's just open. Um, and I'll have so Pirates Cove is right here. I haven't made the curtain yet, but the camera, uh, the camera for Pirates Cove is like gonna be like right here, and the camera for the door is going to be like right here ish, maybe a bit more, but about there. Uh, and this little room right here to fit the vent inside. Uh, it's pretty goofy having like a storage room with a vent and then a room off to the side to house the rest of the vent, but it's whatever. Um, and right here, I've made this little so all of these that you see, these little like blocky people things, like these little bricks, are size references. So I want um, two people to be able to fit through the door, so I made it a bit wider. So like maybe three people max if they can like squeeze through. Um, and I have these little I I know the word for it. I just can't think of it right now. But the little things like at Chuck E. Cheese, where the little person stands here and they like unclip it so you can walk through after you like show them your tickets or whatever the thing is. I haven't gone in a long time. And I have this little thing here which I bothered to model a hinge. Um, so yeah, it's a pretty bad hinge, but it works, and you won't really see it that much on camera because the camera is going to be right about here, so I can watch the entrance. Uh, Here, either one, here or here. I haven't decided yet. One of the two, and I'm gonna put like a shelf here like for prize counter type thing, and like a little desk here, so like kids can go up and like exchange tickets. And speaking of tickets, right here around Pirates Cove, like this whole area here is going to be an arcade with arcade machines. Um, and over here, this is the main stage. And see, I have like some curtains stuff on. It's not that high poly, but it works for the camera. And if I want it to be higher, I can always change it. Camera is going to be like right here, about, no, not there, here, right here. That way it doesn't show where the kitchen will be. Speaking of the kitchen, there's nothing here besides those four things, but you can already see it's looking a lot better. So the kitchen is going to take up a lot more space, and it'll have like a little purchasing table and tables here so you can, eat the food, and the arcade around Pirates Cove. And over here, or no, over here, the bathrooms are going to be right here in this little space here. And in this area, there's right here, in this little area is going to be like a nighttime animatronic maintenance area where there's uh, like what's it called? Like a what's the word? Parts and service. That's what I was thinking of. A parts and service right here. And it'll have event access like right over here. Um, that way, if an animatronic gets in here, then you have to be worried because then they're gonna head for the vents. And Foxy is going to be working similar, but not exactly like in FNAF 1. So in FNAF 1, if the curtain opens all the way, then he runs out towards the door and you have to shut it to lock him out. Mine's going to be a bit different, where there's actually going to be two different things. The first one, the curtain's going to be open, but the first one is where he's kind of like in a deactivated thing, kind of looking down. And the second is more like looking, whoa. And the second is more looking up a bit, and until fully looked up, and then with eyes open. And once the eyes are open, that's when you know that he's going to, head for the door. But if the eyes are, if the eye patch is also up and both eyes are open, then he'll run this way and into the vent. And he will be a vent animatronic that you'll have to worry about. He won't be sprinting through, but he'll be like, boom, instantly into the vents, and you can't do anything about it. You can't lock him out from going inside, kind of a thing. That way, the cams serve a better purpose than just delaying him to go to the door. And it's going to be like a 50-50 chance on which one he does. Either going to the vent or the door. And so you see this red line right here? That's a good divider of where it is. It's part of the blender, but it's a good divider. So everything here is like eating, fun, fun eating area. You know, eat here, get your food over there, go to the bathroom over here, exchange tickets over there, that kind of stuff. And everything past is maintenance and arcade. So, right in like this area, kind of, or maybe a bit more, this whole area right here is arcades. So, arcade cabinets dotting the area. And right here is the main thing in the arcade. And there are going to be like going to be an arcade machine blocking your view of Foxy. That way, when he's running towards you, if you're sitting right here and the door's open and you're looking out and you hear the running, you don't immediately see it. But because there's a not a vending machine, a arcade machine right here. And then right towards the last moment, you're going to be seeing him going like, roar, and running around it to get to the door. And that's like a mini jump scare before he gets you. And then if you shut the door, then you're safe. But if you don't, then he's going to jump scare you. And the way I have the map or the office is, you're right here, and then you, instead of like looking over like in FNAF 1, because you would only really need it like right here, because then you could like look over, click the computer to go to cameras, exit, look over, and close the door or close there. Instead, I have like a FNAF 6 type thing where you're like right here, and then if your mouse hits like a little bar like right over here, then you look over here, and if your mouse goes to a little bar over here, then you look back, that kind of a thing. And it's because most of your time is going to be spent switching between the two, so you can come over here, shut the door when someone's there, or you're here, go to the cameras, because you're going to be needing the cameras a lot for the mechanics, and knowing to tell when someone's entered the vents, because there will be sound cues for stuff like that, but they're going to be very subtle, so you still need to use the cameras. Also, I have this thing for the main stage too. So parts and service here, kitchen there. I'm going to need something right about here, but I'm not sure what will be there. Main eating area right here. Main stage there. The entrance over there. Bathrooms here. Pirates Cove here. Arcade here. Office there. And vents above. So it's a similar to my previous map, but it's a lot bigger. In my previous map, it was more like this big, right? But it's a lot bigger, so that way it's more realistic to actual like Chuck E. Cheese's, because Chuck E. Cheese's, they're like square shaped buildings with stuff, right? I couldn't think of a word, but it has arcades, eating, which is similar to what my previous map was, but not exactly the same. So in my previous map, I had a long hallway going out to here, which served zero purpose at all. Pirates Cove right here. Parts and service right here. Kitchen right here. Main stage here. Did I have anything over here? I think I did, and I didn't show it in the video or forgot to. I think I did have the entrance over here and just like didn't have it modeled very well, so it looked like nothing. That over there. And bathrooms. No, bathroom. Wait, what? I just confused myself. Okay, never mind. Oh, right. Bathrooms here, Pirates Cove right here. That's what it was. So yeah, I'll give you one last fly around the map. main stage, entrance, office, Pirates Cove. Inside the office, got a desk, a cup, a locker with a fan on top, computer, and it has each wire actually leads to one of the things. So you have they don't actually like make any sense where they end up, but you know. So the first one goes to the mouse, the second one goes to the monitor, and the third one goes to the keyboard. And the keyboard, you can't really tell, but it has kind of like a similar layout to a real one where you have larger spaces for like shift is right here. The space bar is right here. Shift and enter are there. Backspace is there. Uh, you know, that kind of stuff where you can kind of understand like the keypad stuff is right here where you have like the delete, 0, enter, plus, minus, and then the numbers right here. And then the top 2 rows are like numbers and like the F keys. So like F1, F3, F4, you know, that stuff. F11, F12, delete, home, those buttons. I should show you what what it will look like in lighting. Hold on, me. Oh, come on, me. There. So this is kind of like what it will look like. So you have the office here, and you go like to look over. I don't know why the lighting is doing this weird thing. I don't know what's causing that. But you look over here, you look back, you look over here, shut the door, you look back, right? That kind of thing. So yeah, I'll actually go back to the old map just to make sure. Oh, never mind. What the hell? Oh. I was... Okay, yeah, I was wrong. Or no, I was right. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. I got it now. This is what the old map looked like. Did I have anything? No, I didn't. So there's no entrance, no exit kind of a thing. The bathrooms, because the entire map is scaled up a lot, like this is a tiny map. But with the increased scale, now there can be room for something that's like this big, that looks like it's that big if you look at the whole map. And the office doesn't have this completely useless door. I think I put that there so Pirates Cove isn't just like in front of the door. But yeah. Now I will show you some screenshots comparing the two.